Welcome back to the tavern, everyone. Kendall, take it away.
Oh shoot. Okay. Well, we were talking about musicals and plays for a good reason. So we have noticed this cool trend. Well, not doesn't have to be cool, but you know what I mean. This trend of former theater kids flocking to D&D in their adulthood.
It's a
What's up
pipeline.
with that? It's a pipeline.
Almost like a drug.
Is theater
Drug?
the drug to D&D?
I think so.
Theater's the gateway drug to D&D.
Aw,
It
shoot. We're addicted.
So we see that there is this natural step, I would say, of you're no longer in high school and maybe you're not going into the theater in college, or maybe you didn't go to college, like whatever your life situation is. But I've noticed that so many of my old theater friends play D&D.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Name drop every single one of them.
Brevin
Tell us where
plays
they live.
D&D.
And where do
Huh?
they live? How many kids?
Blood
Brevin
type.
Mother's
lives-
maiden name.
Brevin lives in Atlantis.
Lucky.
Knew it.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, a lot of my old theater friends from high school do D&D. And I think it's just such a national
It's a national thing.
just a natural progression. Because they're very similar in the way that it makes you feel, in a sense of I have this camaraderie with the people around me, and it's okay to experiment here, if that makes sense. It's okay for me to act in a way that is different from my normal, and I get to step into somebody else's shoes and not be myself for a couple of hours.
Can I ask a question real fast?
Yeah.
Who considers themselves a theater kid here?
By raise of hands, no one say anything.
Okay, that's a really good point. And we won't,
I
for
do.
our audio listeners, we're not going to tell you who raised their hand.
That's 2
A
days
mystery. You'll never guess who.
You'll
I
never
know.
guess the two people in this group.
What?
Okay, here's an actual genuine question. I did my senior musical,
Uh-huh.
my senior year, and I've always liked theater. Would that make me a theater kid? I didn't do theater in high school, but
Theater
I've always
kid's
enjoyed
more.
that.
Theater kid's a mindset, really. If you
And I
think
don't,
about
I
really
don't have
is.
the mindset. I do not have the mindset.
I think
The mindset is everybody wants to hear me sing in the hallway. That's the
Ugh.
mindset.
No, I am not in that mindset.
I unfortunately was, and that's why I wasn't born until I was 21. Let's move on.
I wasn't born until I was 21. Sad
Yeah.
day in the kingdom.
So let's look at the outline.
I can bring up. I actually do have a going off of that real fast.
Mhm.
So being a theater kid, you too.
Mm.
There is a big difference between doing a musical and doing improv, right?
Mhm.
And D&D is improv. It's not scripted.
Mhm.
Because, for example, my wife is a theater kid. She did theater in high school. She did all that. She does not like improv. So she did not enjoy D&D because of that. So what is it specifically about D&D that even a theater kid who doesn't like improv I'll say that a theater kid that draws the theater kid in? Because again, my wife is a theater kid but doesn't like improv and did not like D&D. So what is it that drew you two in as theater kids?
I'm just gonna
I think-
sit this one out, I guess.
No.
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 We'll get your opinion. I think for me, like thinking back to like why I enjoyed doing theater and why I enjoy doing D&D, a lot of it has to do with storytelling, right? Like we are captivated by a good story, and that goes for everyone, whether they're a theater kid or not. You're captivated by a good story. Theater kids sometimes go the extra mile because they're captivated in being a part of telling that story.
Mhm.
And that can take place on stage, that can take place through writing, through, artwork, or it can take place through D&D, because that is a place where you learn to create a collaborative story. And I guess that's really what makes it different than other forms of art is theater is also collaborative storytelling in the aspect that you have to work with others to tell a successful story, right? If you're writing a book or if you're drawing a sketch or something like
Drawing a
that,
painting.
if you're drawing a painting, which good luck with that. But you are able to kind of rely on your own talents. But when you're on stage or in a production, you have to work with others,
Mhm.
and it's collaborative in that way. And D&D is the same way, right? You're collaborating with others in creating this beautiful story. And I think obviously just the an obvious thing is the escapism of it, right? Like
Mhm.
being able to escape into a different world, become a different person, and live your wildest fantasies of getting 8 hours of sleep each night. And when you do so, you are all of a sudden filled with magical powers.
Yeah.
And
All your
um,
injuries are gone too.
And people
yeah,
are
exactly.
flirting with you, and yeah.
These are all things that appeal to theater kids because it never happened to them outside
Yeah,
of it,
exactly.
right? Sorry,
Ask
Sam. Did
any
you
theater kid if
consider
they
yourself a
actually
theater
get eight
kid?
hours of
No,
sleep,
not
and
at
they
all.
will tell you no.
Nope.
I didn't even start talking to other people until I was in like my last year of high school.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So that's actually kind of interesting because my old theater teacher said the most common kind of kid he would get in his class were deeply introverted people. Which kind of seems like the opposite because I feel like whenever somebody describes a theater kid, it's always the loud one, right? And I feel like yes, because it's theater, you're going to be loud, so there's a higher concentration of that. But what my theater teacher told me was that there's so many like deeply shy people that don't like that about themselves. So they're trying to learn how to talk with people, how to command a room and things like that. So I think that is part of the appeal of theater and also part of the appeal of D&D because you get to be somebody else that you are not in a safe way um that won't affect your day-to-day life, right? You get to stretch this muscle that you never get to stretch.
I think that's a pretty interesting point. I've always kind of thought about it the same way that it's an escape for people that are very much so introverted to not be that way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being introverted because
No,
I
you're not
mean,
allowed to be. Okay.
ouch.
Kidding.
I
Just
mean,
kidding.
I usually am. Like,
You're all relatively introverted. Other than
yeah,
I don't know. Sam is an introvert.
Sam is a
yeah.
huge introvert, but I feel like we have a misconception about what introverts are. I think introverts just save their personality for other people. Like they're very
Yeah.
selective with their personality. Extroverts, they're always themselves completely 100% of the time. I don't care. But introverts are like, I'm going to save that part of myself for my friends, you know?
Like saving it for marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so happy we're
Same
married,
thing.
Sam. Yeah, Hunter. Sorry, Hunter. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Oh gosh, what was I saying now?
Sorry. I interrupted you.
I
You're good.
interrupted, and then you're saying
I've had enough.
introverted, extroverted.
Oh, yeah, it's just kind of this way to step into another character's shoes, be somebody else, forget about your problems. I mean, Brayden, you knew me when I started. I was
No, I
very
didn't.
awkward and wow.
Who are you? No, I actually,
I'm
I would not call you awkward. No,
I
you were
just
just
like
quiet.
I was very quiet because, like I didn't really know a ton of people. I didn't really feel super comfortable with it yet, but over the years I've gotten more comfortable with it. I feel I don't want to say like become an expert. I'm definitely not. Um, but
Technically,
I
you're a
feel
professional now.
am I?
Yeah, we have made money.
Eh, dope.
We
guess
made
we'll be
money.
professional.
You
Your
guys are
mom
getting paid.
was your
You
mom
guys are
subscribed
getting
to
paid.
us.
Okay.
Remember?
In that case, every 10-year-old who's mowed someone's lawn for $20 is a professional.
Yes, they're professional. Literally, the definition of professional is getting paid for doing something.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Hey Siri, define
Um,
professional. Keep talking.
Oh gosh. But I mean, I would not have ever considered myself a theater kid. Like I enjoyed musicals, I enjoyed plays. I had gone to see them quite a few times growing up. I loved learning lyrics. I mean, of course, I did like one production when I was in elementary school of The Wizard of Oz. I played the wizard. It was fun.
Oh,
Oh, big
It was
bucks.
a lot of fun.
I would have guessed
Um,
Dorothy.
I tried. They couldn't. They just I don't know. They said I wasn't right for the role,
The
and I
dress didn't
really
fit.
wanted to say I'm. Yeah,
yeah,
they couldn't find one
sexist.
small enough for me. 'Cause, you know, all the boys are for some reason shorter in grade school.
What?
Moving on.
Anyways, no, I never really considered myself to be like a theater kid, but I did feel like a very strong inclination towards D&D just because of like that escapism, but also kind of that freedom to be another person, which I had experienced once before playing The Wizard of Oz, and I was like, that's cool. How does this work here? Because I don't have to memorize lines for this one. It is just you figure it out as you go. So it was very awkward to start, but you kind of figure it out as you go, and it's been a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, what is? I guess we've kind of talked about the crossover a little bit. You know, it's the escapism, it's the playing a different character, it's the we talk about a lot the therapy that it can get as well. So let's move ahead in the outline a bit to the next topic of being. So how does the theater background help? How does it lead to a more in-depth character, or does it lead to a more in-depth character with more expressive role play?
I would say yes, because when you are in theater, almost every practice, every exercise, whatever, every meeting that you have, you start with an exercise to break the ice and to make you feel comfortable with this group of people in front of you. One time I was at the Shakespeare Festival, and I went, and the Shakespeare Festival is just a festival.
Of Shakespeare's. Only
Yes.
Shakespeare's everywhere.
Like
It's
Ren
Yes,
wild.
Fair,
but
but
also-
They just
everyone's
take a
just
globe and they go,
Shakespeare.
No,
"Ah!"
it's for high school theater students. And there's a bunch of like workshops you can go to and different classes you can go to over the weekend. And so one of the first things I did there was a quick seminar on how to bond with your cast, right? Because people who are professional actors, professional theater actors, they need to like kiss this stranger like a week after learning them. Or learning them, wow, meeting them,
Meeting them.
right? And so awkward 16-year-old Kendall with her braces was like,
She had to kiss
Um,
someone a week after meeting them.
no,
so
I
she had
didn't.
to learn.
I did in middle school, but thankfully my theater teacher was like, she does not want to do that, and so she cut the kiss. Anyway, what happened was I walked into this seminar and there was this gorgeous boy, and I was like instantly in love with him, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need
Was
to
it
talk to
me?
him. It wasn't you.
Was
I'm sorry
Sam.
to tell you.
Sam, she's talking about another man.
That's
was
fine.
like,
I talk
"Oh my
about you
goodness."
boys all the time.
Okay,
True.
yeah.
And I was so nervous. And the first thing that we did was the teacher was like, okay, everybody, get in a circle and hold hands.
Oh, how romantic.
It's very cute. And then he snapped his hand. And I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, this is a really long, weird way to say that theater makes you leave your comfort zone concerning other people, right? Because there are these different exercises. Like we do trust falls, we do games where we need to make weird noises in front of people. It doesn't sound scary, but in the moment when you're in a room full of strangers and somebody's like quack like a duck, it's really scary.
Quack.
Yeah, quack. Holding hands with this cute boy you just met who you didn't get the number of. and it's
She
fine.
has no regrets.
I don't.
She doesn't think about it at night.
Sam, how do you feel?
Sam, I
Help
love
me
you so
understand.
much.
Shit.
Sam, I love you. No, okay,
I'm
this
just
makes me seem
messing
like a terrible wife.
You're fine.
And things, yeah, just things like that. It makes you go out of your comfort zone. And so it gives you that practice, and everything in life is practice. So, yeah.
I would say kind of the theater experience, having had all that time of trying to like step into another character's shoes and kind of figure out their psyche allows you to, when you go to create your character for D&D or as you're creating them as you go, to kind of a little bit more easily step into a mindset of another character and figure out, okay, this is how they would act. This is kind of the reason that they do what they do, creating a little bit more of the depth for their background and being a little bit more expressive with their actions, with maybe describing.
Mm. Yeah, because we would also do those exercises of, well, not exercises. There's a whole unit when you take theater about pantomime. And pantomime, for those who don't know, is, yeah, exactly like that. It's miming things and having to use your imagination to act like something is in front of you, or someone is talking to you, or you're trapped with no visual aids, right? And that's basically what theater, or not theater, what D&D is, but instead of you can talk. But yeah, I'm really
But
fumbling today,
but
guys.
we're all trapped in a box still.
We're all trapped in a box still. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get like the dimensions of my screen and just oh no, I can edit it in as if it's falling with me.
I know.
And I
Uh,
think like is what Kendall and what everyone else is saying is that those who have a background in theater definitely are able to utilize those skills in D&D, and that's what this episode is about. But it's an important caveat to note that it's not solely, skilled based for former theater kids who are going to be the best at D&D. I think a lot of people are able to bring a lot of different strengths depending on their background. For example, I didn't play like a lot of video games, but I know I have friends who have played Dungeons and Dragons who are able to use the skills that they've brought from playing video games for like being able to analyze battle sequences or even able to like have a better idea of being investigative of the scenery or exploration, which is a huge pillar of D&D. They're able to use those skills that they brought from video games. Same with sport. Those who have played sports can come into D&D and well, there's nothing for them. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
if you play
they-
sports, get out of my hobby.
Yeah,
No,
Never touch the
they're able to
football,
use
you
their
can't
sort of
touch a
like
dice.
endurance and analytical skills as well. And so there's a lot of different, skill sets that anybody has from different backgrounds can play in D&D. But theater kids seem to be creating this sort of heavy pipeline because of uh,
how
this.
transferable those
Yeah, the
skills
skills are just kind of one for one transferable over. But that also is inverse as well, right? So those of us who may not be at this moment inclined in what they would say theater skills are, while playing Dungeons and Dragons, joke's on you, you are actually learning theater skills at the same time. So
Ugh.
slowly but surely, you're all becoming theater kids.
And then
Oh,
we're gonna put a
shoot.
production of Annie in the backyard.
I actually no, I will never because I was talking to Rachel about this recently, my wife, and I was like, I
About
don't think
Annie?
I could. No, about acting and all that stuff. I don't think I could ever do a musical or a production like that again because I don't like. I get stressed about the structure and missing my beat and missing my line, blah 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 blah. I think I could do improv way more though because it's
Mhm.
not about structure. It is about just coming up with stuff on the fly and having fun with it and building off each other. That's why I feel like I thrive more in a D&D setting than I do in I did Mary Poppins in high school and I loved it and it was awesome. I think about it now and I just get stressed out of my mind. I made one mistake in Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and it is living with me ever since, okay? So I don't think I could ever do a full-on production again because
I
I
still have
don't want to do that stuff. So
you guys know that nightmare where like I'm back in high school and I'm naked?
nope.
Oh, good
Like that
heavens.
everybody has.
Nope.
Nope.
just me. Cool. Um,
I'm not yes ending that one. I've never had that in my
Really?
life.
oh,
No.
okay. Well, one of my recurring nightmares is I don't know my lines and I'm naked on stage.
Oh
That's
gosh.
wild.
And I don't know my lines.
I've dreamed about losing my teeth a lot.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
think it's worth mentioning that having the theater background probably gives you like a leg up when you're starting compared to somebody that doesn't have the theater background. But that does not mean that a person that does not have a theater background cannot easily or eventually catch up to that level of skill and
yeah.
improv that somebody that did have that background.
Absolutely.
Like Daniel said, there's skill sets in every different thing that you have that you
Yeah.
can bring to D&D that will be different. And in the end, you become a theater kid. That's not true because again, it's a mindset, and I don't think everybody wants to sing down the halls, even if they play D&D.
I cringe about that now, so I've grown as a person.
Well,
Therefore,
guys,
I cringed
we're,
when I heard it, Kendall.
we're
Just kidding.
forgetting the biggest we're
I don't
forgetting the
remember.
biggest aspect of Theater Kids to D&D pipeline is that there's an entire Dungeons and Dragons class that is solely dedicated to theater kids. The Bard.
Oh yeah.
named
Yeah.
after the bard himself, William Shakespeare. Oh.
I was thinking like
Oh,
a school class. I was so confused.
I was too. I was like, "There's a class in college about D&D for theater kids." Gosh darn it! What?
no, guys, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Let's.
Yeah, my bad. Oops.
Well, I do have a question, kind of bringing up the whole singing in the halls thing. Do you think this is not a shot at you, Kendall? I don't know. You might take it as one.
I probably
Do you think all of this confidence and all this experience leads to overacting in some instances?
Yes. And
Do you
that's
have any
unfortunately
examples?
do I have examples?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about one. Great. I was in an audition. I was in a callback. And I was like, I'm in a callback. I got this, right? And I had just come from middle school where I was the only kid that was kind of good. And I was getting every lead role in middle school.
Hey, back off. I was good. Just kidding. I don't think we were in the same class, so.
And so I was like, I always get the lead. I got this. And I was cocky and arrogant and just so cringy. And I was auditioning for the comic relief role in Hello Dolly. And they were very specifically like, okay, Kendall, these are the lines you're going to read. And then I was like, well, I could also read for the love interest. And they were like, no. And they shut it down so fast.
Oh,
And I was in
gosh.
front of like 50 people. And I was humbled so quickly.
Sad
And
day in
I
the
was
kingdom.
overacting because I was like, I could do it like this. And I did a really big reaction. And they were like, nope. And I was embarrassed very quickly.
So,
Yeah.
have we seen instances of people overacting in D&D? I don't feel like I've seen it
Absolutely.
happening,
Yeah.
at least not that I can recall.
I can't recall, but I know I've seen it.
I don't think
Um,
our group has.
No, I don't feel like any of us really overdo it for any reason.
I'm like
I
trying to think of an instance in our group, but I don't think I've ever had a that there's not a lot of theater kids who know how to act in our group. It's Daniel and Kendall. I
thought
believe
you were
are
about
our
to
theater
say.
kids.
I thought you were about to
There's no
say
theater
there's
kids that can
nobody in
act
our group
here.
that can act.
Yeah,
No.
everyone here
Yeah,
sucks at acting.
even the theater
Okay.
kids in our group don't know how to act. They
Even the
suck.
theater kids suck. No, other than Daniel and Kendall, like they're the only like theater kids who have learned how to act in that way. Is the way to do it. And I don't
I will
feel like you guys have ever overacted.
I think in a general example, there's a risk of overreacting in instances where a player may be stealing the spotlight too much.
Yeah.
I think that can be an instance where someone who is maybe in a theater kid mindset comes into D&T and they want to steal the spotlight.
Look
For
how I can act. Look how I can act.
yeah, like they're inserting themselves into, scenes. They're inserting themselves into backstories or moments, right? Because they want to make it about them. That can be an instance. Again, I don't think that our group has had that issue. But I haven't been here for a while, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it all about me now that I'm back. And
Yay!
I'm just kidding. But yeah.
You're fired. Don't come back.
Mm.
Just
Um,
kidding.
Not to talk again, but I feel like I have in the beginning. I think I may have stolen the spotlight.
I think there's a difference between what you were doing and stealing the spotlight. The
Okay.
difference was before, like everyone, is that the group didn't do much.
That's true.
The group there was no progress with the group. I would say something and then it'd be quiet,
Mm.
and it'd be like, okay, well, then
Yeah,
Kendall, you're like, well, let's do this then, because you were the one who was most comfortable acting and all that stuff and doing things. That's the difference between you taking the spotlight as much as you did and someone stealing the spotlight. I wouldn't say you took the spotlight, you progressed the story.
okay.
So get it out of your head because you bring it up all the time, okay?
No,
Get it
that's
out.
not really what I was getting at, but
Mm.
I was getting
Let's
at like
see.
in the beginning there were
Mhm.
times where I would go like, "Well, Bast says this," and then somebody would say, "Bast isn't there." And I would go,
Well, I
"Scroll
just
back."
mansplained it, kind of.
Okay. I mean that too, that too.
Just kidding.
So I feel like, again, I haven't seen this in our group, but I know I've seen clips from actual plays of players just being like so overly dramatic reacting to something, like whether it was a big reveal or something that happened in character, that they just took it way too far to the point
Mhm.
where it was a little cringy. Not gonna lie.
Name drop. Just kidding.
Here's the thing, I don't
So
even remember the name. I was like, wow, this was hard to watch. Don't want to see this again.
So that actually brings up. So this is kind of off topic at the same time, but I want to talk about it because it's in our consciousness right now. In a actual play and in a because you're creating content, right? You need to when you create content, there is a need to kind of, I'll say, overreact.
Mhm.
mhm,
Not in a fake way, but you have to be a little bit bigger and bolder when you're doing stuff.
mhm,
Because if you want your audience to feel that, you have to be there times two. Is how it's looked at. Um, because even Critical Role sometimes, I'll be honest, is I feel like overreacts. Like they'll be like because like I'm over here, I'll name drop something that's just as big as like Critical Role's overreaction, and you guys are like, oh dang, like wow. But when Critical Role happens, it's oh my gosh, what? Like freaking out, standing on top of their chairs. Hopefully, it didn't dent the wall. But just like they're flipping out, then they're just like going crazy. So like that's sometimes like I'm not giving excuses. Like overreacting is never fun, and you can tell it when it's fake and stuff.
mhm.
I'm not saying Critical Role all the time is fake because I do think they are excited for that stuff. I do think in content though, people do overreact to get your audience to that spot as well. But there are some D&D people who are like, and his name was Sam. Oh my gosh, his name was Sam. Sam, he has your name. Oh my gosh, wow! And you're just like,
Shut up.
Very
chill.
much like
It's
the anime overreaction. I'm like, okay.
I can't with the anime overreaction.
Nani?
Nani?
Like, bro, please.
Can't. Oh my gosh. I know I keep talking. I'm sorry, guys, but
This is
We're
about
literally
theater
on a
kids.
podcast. You're allowed to
okay,
talk.
shush.
Jeez, how dare you speak on a podcast? Really?
So I have advice if we want to talk about that, or if we're just talking about the tendency to overreact.
Okay.
Tendency to
Like,
overreact. What do you mean by that?
Are you kidding me? We never overreact.
do we want the advice or do we just move on?
No,
Go for
say
it.
it. That's fine.
Okay. So the best acting advice I've ever gotten was from a vocal coach from another Shakespeare festival. He was helping us um, improve our audition pieces. And he said people are always so focused on getting the notes right that they forget the face, right? But that's not the advice. The advice was no human ever is feeling one emotion at one time.
I'm always sad
So,
though.
but you're also happy with it,
No,
or
I'm
you're
always
angry, or
sad.
you're frustrated.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
okay.
No,
Like,
I'm only sad. Just kidding.
so if you're singing a sad song, you should not be sad the entire time. If, like, for example, song to do this to would be "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Miserables. There's a line where she's like, "And I dream he'll come to me, and we will live the years together." That line, you shouldn't be frowning and crying. That should be a hopeful, I'm going to pull through even though everything is wrong. But you're still sad because you know that's not true, but you still have that delusional hope within you, right? So, in order to improve the overacting, you need to remember that nobody ever feels one emotion at the same time. And so you need to, I hate that I'm about to do this meme, but you need to hold space for, yeah, Daniel gets it. You need to hold space for another emotion, right? And so having more than one emotion, you can't have both emotions be 100%. So you need to be like 50% sad, 50% frustrated. And so that usually helps and they balance each other out.
I think that's perfect. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. I think what else? I feel like that's good. There's and you're getting good advice from two, in my opinion, no offense to anyone else, the two best role players I've ever DM'd for. So Hunter,
Just kidding. I know
you're like
I'm not
top 10
nearly
at
on that level
least.
yet. Hey, yes, we'll take it. I know you've probably DM'd for like 10 people.
Let's see, I'd have to count how many people I've DM'd for, so we're not gonna do it on a podcast. But I think that's a good place to kind of end it off. I think that's because Daniel has to go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
He hates us.
Boo.
yeah, he
Wowie.
thinks busy people. For a theater kid, you have a lot of friends. Just kidding.
Said that it was friends.
Oh, you're right. My
Oh.
bad.
Oh,
You're right. It's me and him meeting up,
I
but
knew
not as
it.
friends.
We have an
Not
we have
I
an
knew
appointment.
it.
You
We
know
have an
what's funny?
appointment.
We were talking the other day. Daniel and I were texting, and he was like, "What if we did a triple date? Kendall, Sam, Braden, Rachel, Hunter, me."
I love this
I'm just-
plan.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
As
you
long
should
as
start
you guys
planning
hold
instead of
hands.
saying it, man. Start planning.
Oh,
As long as you hold hands, then yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
we'll go ahead and end the episode there. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the tavern. We are on Spotify, Apple Pod. I'm never consistent with this. I forget what I have to say all the time. We are on Spotify, and I'm not giving it to Kendall this time because she'll just start rambling on about stuff, and it's hilarious.
I was cringing so hard that night.
It was
I
so
was like,
good,
"Why did
though.
you
It was
say
so
that?"
good. If you haven't listened to those episodes, I believe they were not the last one, but 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago. So if you guys have not followed us on your respective podcasting platform, why the heck not? Make sure to go follow us and rate 5 stars, leave a comment or whatever it may be. That helps us out a ton. So please go ahead and do that. If you're not following us on socials as well, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're beyond the tavern wall on those. Sam, where can they email us suggestions?
Probably from like beyond the tavern wall at gmail.com.
Where else can they reach out to us?
At our homes. The addresses are listed as such.
Oh shoot.
Name and address withheld.
Dogs.
No, they can reach us on our Instagram. They can leave us comments on our YouTube. All that jazz.
Yeah, you can reach out to us there and leave any thoughts, comments. Rage
Our home
baits.
addresses are there.
Our home addresses are on those, but you have to leave a comment in order to see our home address. And as always, Hunter, what do we always do at the end?
I feel like we sometimes leave a little quest for you guys to go on. Go share the podcast with someone. I know it's kind of crazy. You think going into a bar, you might run into some interesting people that want to send you off to do something for them.
Tavern keepers always have side quest.
Mhm.
In the
That's
tavern
true.
keeper with the head today. With
Head?
the with the head today.
Which one of us
Thank
has a
goodness.
head?
It's Sam. Is the man
Is it
with
me?
the head today. Sam, what side quest are we sending our adventurers on?
Your quest, your side quest, if you choose to accept it, which you have no choice, you must. You listened, so you have to do it.
Mhm.
You get to share the podcast. You have the privilege of sharing the podcast with someone with a large collection of socks.
Shoot, I gotta share it with my wife. If you know
Does
someone
does
with a
Rachel collect socks?
no, it's actually me. I'm the collector of socks. I like crazy socks. If you know
Chris
someone who
sucks
has a
people like
large
socks.
collection of socks, please go ahead and share the podcast with them. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the tavern, and we'll catch you back here next Wednesday.
Ciao.
Dobby is a
Bye.
free
Bye.
elf.
Love you guys.
That's overacting.
Oh darn it.
I'm gonna start saying goodbye in different languages every time we sign off.